So I've said this on my channel before, I used to be a bit of a Gen 1er. Didn't want to hear anything about any other generations of Pokemon. It was Gen 1 only for me. I'm not proud. I annoyed my friends in high school. It was a thing. I'm reformed. One of the common complaints about newer Pokemon games from older Gen fans is that they're running out of ideas for Pokemon, resorting to inanimate objects like keys, ice cream, and trash bags, which don't make any sense and aren't creative. But you know what? I think inanimate object Pokemon are valid, okay? They're fun designs, I like them a lot, and I think they invite a lot of imagination about what the Pokemon world is like. Garbodor in particular really won my heart in the Sun and Moon anime, but yeah, one of the main arguments is that Pokemon like Chandelure and Vanillite and Garbodor just don't make sense as natural beings. Which is fair, I mean, plants and animals exist in nature and mythological beings seem fitting, but why would a Pokemon look like a man-made object? Well, in the Pokemon world, humans and nature are closely intertwined, even more so than in the real world, and even in reality, humans and nature are more closely connected than people realize. But Pokemon, a world where almost everyone has a Pokemon in their home, and Pokemon can have jobs, and they're all anyone talks about. Pokemon-human relationships are what this society is built around. So to me, it's not that much of a stretch that Pokemon would start to adopt a physical form that mimics objects that are useful or valuable to humans. I do want to approach this from the perspective of real-world science because that's my expertise, but with the understanding that Pokemon is an imaginative fantasy world where the truth can be stretched a little bit further. So let's dig into this a little deeper. In real life, we have this thing called evolution, and it's not the same as Pokemon evolution. Pokemon evolution is an instantaneous, drastic change in form that happens during the creature's life, which in reality is more similar to metamorphosis, like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. In science, evolution is a gradual change in form or function of a species that happens over generations, and it tends to favor traits that improve the species' chance of survival in the wild. Evolution has created so many strange-looking animals in our world, and plenty of animals that look like things that they are not. These katydids evolved to look exactly like leaves for the advantage of camouflaging to their surroundings to hide from predators. The same can be said of a stick bug. Both are animals mimicking plant matter, arguably inanimate objects. So there's definitely animals that have evolved to look like something else for camouflage. But are there animals out there that have evolved to look like man-made objects? Well, obviously there are animals that resemble man-made objects like the hammerhead shark or the sea pen, animals named for the objects that they resemble. There's even a marine tube worm called the ice cream cone worm, though I admit that comparison's a bit of a stretch. And those are only named after man-made objects because people saw it and they were like, that looks like a pen. You know, it's not literally a pen, nor did the animal evolve to blend in with other pens. But humans do absolutely have an influence on the evolution of animals. We do it purposefully when it comes to things like breeding and cultivation. Apples are so delicious because we made them that way. Dogs are so adorable because we made them that way. Would humans breed an animal because it looks like a cute ice cream cone or it produces delicious ice cream? I wouldn't put it past us. Humans also influence evolution unintentionally. Our obsession with catching fish in the ocean has caused fish to evolve to be smaller. Humans have gone after bighorn sheep's horns so much that they have evolved smaller horns. And back during the Industrial Revolution, when smog filled the skies in English cities, the white-peppered moths evolved to be completely black to blend in with soot-stained trees. That's not a soot-covered moth, that's a moth that's completely changed color because of humans. The point of this is we are influencing the course of nature every day of our lives, and that's certainly true of the people in the Pokemon world too. Even just thinking about animals camouflaging and adopting beneficial traits to increase their chance of survival. If there's a raccoon foraging in your trash, you might try to shoo it away. But if there's an animal that looked exactly like a trash bag eating your trash, maybe you wouldn't notice. Okay, so that's a little silly, I made that up, but let's look at the actual Pokédex entry for Trubbish. The combination of garbage bags and industrial waste caused the chemical reaction that created this Pokemon. I like this because animals evolve to fill niches in the environment, environmental conditions that aren't taken advantage of by other species, so if a species can develop traits that are well suited to that environment, it can thrive. Something like a landfill or a garbage dump may seem like, not the most hospitable place for life, but there are certain types of bacteria and insects that love landfills because they can eat trash. They're decomposers and scavengers. It's a lot of reward for not a lot of competition. Definitely a strange source of opportunity for life to evolve and adapt to the human-dominated world, which is super sad because landfills are terrible for the environment and life shouldn't have to adapt to them. But that's Trubbish's story, and I love that so much. I would love to do a video specifically on Pokemon designs that connect to environmental messages. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. So there's also the very relevant concept of mutualistic relationships. This is when two different species co-evolve to provide each other with mutual benefits to increase their chance of survival or reproduction. Flowers give bees nectar, and bees pollinate the flowers so that they can reproduce. That is a mutualism. Anemones provide a safe home for clownfish, and clownfish will clean the anemone, provide it food, and chase away other fish. And this is all possible because a clownfish evolved to have a protective layer of mucus that makes it immune to anemone stings. As I mentioned in the beginning, in Pokemon, the humans and the Pokemon are closely connected and likely have these same types of mutualisms. And it seems perfectly reasonable to me that evolution favored some Pokemon evolving to a form that benefits humans. For example, the Pokédex says that Vanillite feels pleasantly cool when embraced and is treasured by households in warm regions. Perhaps early humans saw the benefit of this portable AC unit and snowmaker, and the Vanillite received the benefit of protection, shelter, food, and companionship from these humans. Some people think of pet ownership as a form of mutualism where both species benefit, and Pokemon are basically treated like pets in the series. Again, think of dog breeds. Humans influence the appearance of our pets all the time. Humans tend to favor more adorable looking pets, so perhaps the Vanillite species became cuter and more ice cream shaped over time to benefit this mutualistic relationship. Similarly, Klefki will hold important keys for people and ensure that they don't get lost or stolen, probably receiving benefits from humans in return. Klefki apparently used to live in mines and then moved to human settlements when food got scarce. And, looking more like a cute keyring probably signaled their value to humans and made them more likely to survive. Chandelure is interesting. It may actually be more like a parasite, luring people with the apparent benefit of an elegant portable light source, but then it actually absorbs the life energy of people. The Pokédex says, when shining a light and pretending to be a guide, it leeches off the life force of any who follow it. I love this because it's like an anglerfish luring prey in with a light to be eaten, but Chandelure is actually tricking people. Both parasites and predators will often trick the host or the prey to receive a survival benefit at the other species' expense. All of this to say, I think the inanimate object Pokemon not only do draw on real biological concepts, but they're also a really creative way to imagine a world where humans and animals are so closely intertwined, and animal companionship is so central to the society. So maybe we're not in this world just yet where animals look exactly like human-made objects, but I want you to imagine a future where animals evolve very specific adaptations to increase their survival in a human-dominated world. Maybe that involves appealing to humans aesthetically or providing value to humans, or camouflaging as man-made objects or tricking humans. A trash bag or an ice cream cone? Maybe not exactly, but I think the addition of Pokemon themed after man-made objects is not quite as ridiculous as it seems, and it really adds to the colorful, creative world of Pokemon, bringing it to life. What are your thoughts on object-themed Pokemon? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I make all sorts of fun game discussion and review videos. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate the support on this channel so far. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!